and it's easy to join. You don't really have to do all that much to get your possibly get your beautiful future equipment, and indeed that drip. And well, you can also check out the chat. Of course, we're going to be dropping codes all day and have been for the last couple days in chat. If you just keep watching, they'll drop intermittently, and well, we'll see you hopefully around. Stick around for not just this game, but as we mentioned previously, Project X are taking on Gamers 1337 at 8 p.m. roughly, or maybe even sooner. If Wolsung take it 2-0, speaking of which, Wolsung taking it 2-0 in terms of the start of this game, man advantage-wise. In the pistol round, it's been slightly traded back by Snek, who actually trades it out fully here. 2 kills in a row and 2-on-2, following a couple more trades. It's very emphatic towards that jungle area with Sound all alone, but look at that tap. Lovely stuff indeed. Kane about to get the bomb down though, and he could really have the world as his oyster right now. He could really go anywhere he wants. He's going to go for the aggressive angle here. Sound probably will check it, but will he do so wholeheartedly? He doesn't expect the timing. Keen, lovely stuff from him. It's quickly peeking in on that one, catching Sound out. Definitely did have a valiant effort in that one. It was a good start for Chiron and Wolsung as a whole. Obviously, a bit of a trade back came in, but then Keen, lovely ending to it. Those 2 kills and obviously the one-on-one victory. 1-0 then for Wolsung. Kicking things off in the right way.
Yeah, that they have. And continuing from that last map, now into this one. AK's coming out in this one. A few of them. Mac 10s are there as well. So they're going to be able to get a bit of money on the board with the CT side. As manpower going to be the key here. As they trying to stop this T side from advancing. He starts things off with the frag. Here's that Mac 10 looking for that second fill. Then it does take him down. Well, should be the round secured at that point. Just a bit of damage. Maybe 1 or 2 frags that can be found for the CTs, and well, Regali hasn't done exactly that from that first one. Chiron looking for another. There's another one coming up from that CT side now. Well, it is that one man surviving. AK should be picked up by one of these players at one point, but nope. Bullets in the mag for Rene, apparently. It's going to get taken down. This will be 2-0 start for Wolsung.
And it is the case that if there was any key takeaway from the first game, that it's probably Wolsung's strong T side, right? Those 11 rounds that they found on it. The, 8 rounds in a row they had to start it off. I think Game Agents will have to watch out for that here. And so, well, you could quickly run away from them, much like it did for Wolsung themselves in the first half. And if Wolsung are the ones to run away with it on their T side, but I fear it might be a little too much to handle, maybe, and maybe out of reach by the end. Because the strong thing about Wolsung was that Game Agents reached 10 rounds, right? It was 10-2 at one point in the first half on their T side. But then Wolsung were able to find some rounds back. If they'd maybe not won it back immediately, maybe it was 12 rounds, then could have been out of reach already. I think Wolsung do have some potential to do that here. 4-on-4 so far, though, with about a minute remaining, as Wolsung find what is essentially just a free A site.
Now CTs start to come in for these frags, and well, look at that cleanup. Will be a very good one from the side of Game Agents. 4 players survive, taking down absolutely everyone on the T side of Wolsung, and with that, apparently, their economy will follow them into the grave. Look at that. Just only 1 man able to go for a real buy will be Shield. He's not looking too great in this one either, but now those pistols will be coming out. A force buy overall from the side of Wolsung, still a dangerous one. Definitely can't count them out just yet, even despite this aggression. But look at that. The absolute speed of which Shield is going will be taken down. Thankfully there for the CT side. Not going to be allowing too much to happen with a second frag coming in from Sound. He opens things up with a 2K. And now apparently a third one. He's everywhere on the map, taking down so many players at a time. He's omniscient. He's all-powerful. And now looking for yet another one. Chiron, if he's not careful, might be the next one to fall. But Mark now has taken down one of the players towards that B site, and with that, it is going to be Chiron with a 1-on-5 in his hands. The bomb somewhere on the map. Still dropped far away in T-spawn. All these T-side players now come in, but Chiron 1 and 2 taking the players down to the window, and, well, will be traded, but still a good amount of damage already.
Yeah, good stuff indeed with those 2 rounds now already on the board. Went by quite quickly, these 2 rounds. I've found with Sound having a pretty good round in this one, Mark. Taking that finishing touch as well, but Wolsung straight on the pistols, actually, and not that strong ones. Basically, no deals except for Chiron, and no armor either. I think we might see a run boost here. I'm guessing they're so stacked up in the middle, but confusingly so. Maybe they were just waiting around for a hypothetical mid push to come out, and they were stacked up for it. But not gonna happen that time. Instead, they move on in towards connectors. Sound has just moved off that angle and not watching it right now. So maybe they will get a bit of space here actually as they move in towards jungle. There's when they fall. It's Smek actually to be the one to watch them. He gets taken out eventually by that Soul Eagle, which seems to be the main weapon that Wolsung actually have. Will stay alive the longest as well out of any of the players, but eventually Sound does clean things up, and pretty clean round in general from Game Age. Just not too many negatives there, except for Mark dropping out, I suppose, but that seems to be more of a tech timeout.
Yeah, that seems
You know what?
to be the case. And yeah, what's up?
Sorry, I was just going to say we didn't quite get to take a look at the games coming up because we only briefly mentioned it. Why don't we do that after just checking out again? This pretty clean round from Game Age and Sound and Smek again, just doing it as they should. I think we should just take a look at sort of the matches that are coming up, because we do have, well, not just this one, right, on stream today. It's Game Agents Wolsung now, as mentioned, with Wolsung having one map down already. Because we are going to have, I think, Project X versus Gamers 3037 at 8 PM or so, maybe even sooner again if Wolsung take it here earlier on. I think you're casting that one as well. Any predictions there we can get out of you?
I mean, well, Project X, very strong team. Overall, Gamers 1337, not too bad about. Well, from the performance we saw yesterday, coming out from the Project X side, the X Crazy, I feel like they're gonna have a quite a bit more to give us there. Obviously, don't know until the game is completed and done, but still, I've got a feeling they've got the advantage at least heading into that game.
Also should note, Isuba versus Grashtas is currently going on as well off stream. Grashtas had taken the first map 16-11 if you didn't see it during the intermission. They had that one round lead and are currently leading on Mirage as well, so they seem to be quite favourites to move on there. Of course, the winner of that game will be playing the winner of this one, so I think it is highly relevant to these two teams, and of course, these two. Right then. So we move on to this 6th round. The impact on Mark seems to not have been too strong, as he already gets a kill. Smek joining in on that as well. It's a 3-on-4 against Wolsung. Look at that push as well from Smek, just getting all the information over in A, even T spawn at this point. Do see him more as a flanker now, though, more than an information giver. Red Star still with the bomb. Just deep B. This is so spread out right now. I don't know what Wolsung are really going for. Maybe more of a B push. Keen going in towards underground and maybe having Shield play as sort of a rotation man to just cut off rotations basically over in market or so, or maybe even short. Again, quite a messy round so far from Wolsung. A bit all over the place, but they do collect themselves now to some extent. 2 players in apartments, and then Shield, as mentioned, over on short, who will lose out to Mark there. I think he realizes that the rest of the players are coming out of apartments now too. Red Star, they're only going to be able to get the bomb down if they don't kill off Mark soon. Rotation started coming through as well. They're all in market right now. They do get that kill on Mark though, as Red Star fails to escape the grasp of Sound. It's a trade though. Keen, oh, he fails to connect before he runs out of bullets and eventually runs out of time. That's going to be 4 rounds for Game Agents then, and a bit disappointing from Wolsung. It was a bit all over the place though. I don't think they really deserve that one by any means.
Yeah, another good round there. Another one done. As now, T side, it's starting to get to that point where, like, very early on, they're now looking to. Obviously, this is their map pick still. They've surely got some kind of trick or two up their sleeve. But Game Agents have started off fairly well. Looking for these rounds, looking for these frags to open this one against these Desert Eagles, who definitely have a lot of potential damage that can be done with them. That might just be showcased right now, or not, apparently. A Sound manages to escape, and Rene, the man to find the first frag here in this round. These CT players still need to be very careful of these pistols, as there might just be one lurking into window, but Smek should have his teammate covered, or maybe not. Apparently, Rene can take care of himself. Taking down yet another one. Well, this spread in this round, it's not really working on the T side. The only thing they've done is get a bit of damage and bait out some utility. That's like the minimum requirement you can do in a round like this, where you probably don't have a chance. Just wait out the time, see if the CTs throw any utility at you. Well, they have done so, but, well, with that utilities also coming, the M4 bullets taking down one player after another. Shield 1 versus 5, able to take 1 and 2 with him, apparently. Nearly a third, Rennie down to 8 health, and hold on. It's actually turning into a dangerous round here with the CT side, with their Smek coming in. Will assist in the end, as secures that round for the side of the game. Agents 5-2, 3-round lead for them. And the T side have yet another chance.
I like what we're seeing so far in terms of Rennet and Smek, two players that typically do perform quite highly for Game Agents. They're amongst the top, that really were lacking both of them in that first game with the two worst performances, I think, on those two, when it just had 8 frags just through that whole game. Smek on just 14 then. Smek's already up to almost double digits here, so definitely a change in form, you'd have to say. Rennet as well in that round. Really up to something. Regali getting the first kill here as well means that Game Agents can sit quite pretty in this mostly quite passive position. They've let go of middle a little bit as Wolsung challenge it. But they are pretty set up. If they go sort of mid to A here, Wolsung, I think they're going to be caught out by just how many players there are around the connector area. I thought Smek was actually playing some type of just cross aim with Stan there, but he's just in the sandwich, isn't he? Quite a few to watch out for, including Regali, who's been taken down. And look at that, they flipped it on its head here, Wolsung. There's still Smek on the site itself as he gets another. Oh my god, Smek! What a flick, and what a 2K. Keeps them alive here, even as Kayron gets another kill. There's only him on the site itself. He hasn't got the bomb either. His shield is still in top middle. He goes down here, Kayron. To Rennet. Shield all alone then. Running towards the B now with the bomb in hand. As Game Agents are stacked up on the other side of the map. You will be able to get this bomb down quite freely. Doesn't have a lot of utility on him. He has gotten off as well. Might have to play a bit of close quarters if he wanted to take that short control. Might still have to play a bit of short, sort of shotgun type of style if he is to kill off Mark, as he starts to run in, with Renna being slightly more passive over in Market. Shield is getting quite close now for him, but he's still killing off Rennet. Mark on the site though. This is the big worry. The shotgun action coming out as he hits, but not the kill. I think he hit the wall there, Nexus, to only tag up Mark, who gets the defuse. A game of fine margins, and Mark is on the better end of it. Great first kill here from Regali, by the way. Lovely stuff with the jump up and then the initial pick, but oof, that was a tight one even after this. Brilliant stuff from Smek. That was beautiful. Another close clutch, and another time where Game Agents really get off. Quite fortunate, I'd have to say.
Yeah, this round, CT side have found themselves over, what, 4 in a row now? Oh, T side really got to stop that momentum early on, because, like we saw in Dust 2, that's not a really... It's not the best way to get things going, but Shield with the first frag, and well, still, Red Star in these apartments waiting for any sort of a time with the CT side, and no one giving themselves up, and well, instead they're finding frags all around the map. As it's Smek, the first one on the CT side to get one red star, now has been given that timing towards that B bomb side, finding the first frag. And looking for another one, Paladin. Another one, this T side, now starting to dismantle this defense. Rene still here towards that B side with the Regali rotating in, and these CT players, they're going to have such a tough time with this. And if they find red star or not, that's going to make all the difference. They do take him down with the T side. Look at this, they're already towards that B or A side. Even a player in CT will be Paladin just waiting, lurking there. A thorn in the CT side's back, and well, seems like they might not even want to go for this. They don't know where the bomb is headed. If they go towards that A side, it will be Paladin to surely find those frags, or maybe they even want to save the CT economy. It's not looking too great with the bomb now going down. Doesn't look like they want to go for it, so I think Wolsung find themselves round number 3, but Regali waits, will be rewarded with patience, and a frag coming from it. Now, it is, yeah, it's just those players trying to save their weapons, so Wolsung, they've put a stop to this streak of rounds game agents have found themselves in. And there you go.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. I mean, I like it as well for Wolsung, because obviously that means that it's not quite that 10-2 scoreline either that we saw in the first half of Dust 2, right? Where they really did have to win that round, otherwise they probably would have been out of sight game inches here. It's still very close, it's still early on, you'd have to say, and just good sort of fair aim duels won out there in most cases for Wolsung, which speaks to their credit as they try and get more in this round. If they do find more in this round, another round win, then I think they could definitely not just tie this game up, but probably be able to take the lead here, actually. Smek is close by in a bit of a risky spot here over by the Tetris area, and he might have to watch his own back as he peeks up for Red Star. He does get traded there rather quickly. That site not quite being taken over just yet, but if Golly gets muted a little bit more, or even killed, and be damaged off, then we'll be able to pick up that site, and the bomb plant does finally go down now. Sound is coming for a bit of backup, and so has another man in the form of Mark. Everyone gets that next trade, though. It's just a bunch of trades coming out in both occasions. That continues to be true. As it lets us leaving it one-on-one. Sound against Keen. Sound with very low health is not going to benefit him at all. Gets shot through before that smoke even pops, and so Wolsung will take the round again. It was just trade after trade. It felt like it was 5v5, 4-on-4, 3-on-3, 2-on-1, or 2-on-2, and then 1-on-1 being won out by Wolsung. So, very balanced, I think you'd have to say.
Yeah, the CT side now. They've run out of money, and Wolsung have a chance to call their way back in this, make this half a bit more even. So we're not going to have a repeat of the Dust 2, like you did kind of mention there. But still a 3-man stack towards that A-bomb side, and that's going to be exactly where Wolsung go. Might be a slight problem. And now we will see. Utility comes in as CTs. They got some of their own to try and stall them. Now head to that A side. Surely the flashbang's coming in, but Sound with first frag. The Desert Eagle is there to support him. Regali with another one. Sound through the smoke. What is that madness? He's got another one. And CTs, they've got themselves a 3-on-1. How is this happening?
I wouldn't be able to answer that, Nexus. Felt like just a mess over in that area, and then game agents ending up. It feels like they just have all the margins on their side in this game so far. Shield, he has clutched before, but not again. This game agents do pick up that 7th round. That was a bit of a mess, wasn't it? Smek was the one to find the majority of the kills, of which I think we'll not even see any, because again, I wouldn't know what kills to actually see in that round, really. Felt like just, again, a bit of a mess in that area with Wolsung now not quite being able to find the round, the consecutive round maybe, to start winning back a few and getting that momentum. Instead, they're going to try and just rush out B here. As Rene gets the first frag, actually, despite being a bit flashed out there. Mark gets the second, and it's all in the favor of game agents. What was that? Wolsung, it's like they didn't even try there, as 100 health is kept for every single game agents player. What a disappointing, what a just flat push that ended up being for Wolsung.
Yeah, it doesn't work out at all. Like you mentioned, like flat's the best way to describe that. It just doesn't work. Basically nothing found for them. There's an absolute shot at an 8-7. Also, an 8-4, excuse me, Game Agents find themselves in yet another advantage. This is starting to look a bit tricky here for that Wolsung side to come back from. Like, at this point, the best they can really come up with is a 9-6 one. I mean, still, definitely not a bad one. They can still make that work. It's just a lot of trouble involves from making that, or to get that sort of a comeback even going. Needing those last 2 rounds in that half after this one was, as much as I would love to believe these Desert Eagles don't seem that proficient currently, but as soon as I say that, Paladin finds the first frag, opens things up here. The M4 now being picked up and looking for that second one, but Rene takes him down from shore. He's found 2, but now the CT side seem to just have this under control, taking down these plays, but still looking at the speed bomb side. It's going to be keen from Mark, and Mark, he's going to have himself quite the trouble coming in towards that bomb side, and now right behind him is going to come down to that timing of the Desert Eagle key, and he's going to have himself an easy frag, or I say easy, but nearly chokestab. There's that second play from short. Ren is still there, still alive. And a Red Star now all alone has found the first frag, able to pick up that AK. 30 seconds left, needs to be very quick about this. Looks to make that rotation, and oh, sound, he's made a bit of noise. He's heard him, he knows exactly where he is, but the time is so low. Needs to be so careful about this. He goes for that swing, cannot miss, finds the headshot immediately, and now the 1-on-1 4 HP. The off on Regali doesn't matter what gun he has, but no, the rotation. He faked. He's gone back to that B side, but he has heard him, and now he can just jump out that window, stop the bomb plan. A Red Star, he's gonna be in so much trouble. The off swings, finds the frag, and around number 9 picked up the 1-on-3 denied.
I think close. It was so smart. It was so smart from Red Star. It's so clean as well. The Deagle headshot, the AK headshot, both looking so good. And I think if he just went for a full rotation, he both would have had time. And probably, I mean, he did fool Regali, but like, it didn't end up mattering that much in the end. Keen was a bit awkward, to be honest. And I don't know. I feel like he sort of outplayed himself a little bit. Very smart, very good attempt, but could have had a lot more. Could have had a better chance, I think, if he just stuck through with the A push. He would have had time, right? 14 seconds. He had left when he rotated.
I think it's
back
enough.
again.
Yeah, I think it's enough.
Yeah.
Doesn't work out the way he wanted, and
yeah,
here we are.
Why did he plant for? I'm stuck on the last round, of course, but I don't get why he planted for apartments, to be honest. If he knew that he was in market. Whatever. We're not going to dwell on it too much. Red Star down to 2 health in this round already, but still alive, meaning that Wolsung have a 4-on-3 right now as a retake won't commence. Instead, Game Agents will just start to back off, and as soon as we talk about Wolsung maybe being a little bit in trouble, maybe being a little bit in that sticky spot, they suddenly pick up rounds. 9-6 is definitely a possibility, if not quite a feasible scoreline. And well, we'll find out if that is going to be the case. It's a good save though from Game Mates, mean that they are going to be able to buy up in this final round. A 10-5 scoreline might just repeat history. We've seen that before, haven't we? This was the round then. Plenty of stuff going on in this one, actually. Only glimpses of it shown there, but yeah, I feel like whenever Wolsung pick up a round, it's just, you know, they do it with that sense of just being quite crisp across the board almost. Game Agents, when they win rounds, it feels like, obviously they've had more, but it feels like the margins are just on their side almost. And well, maybe not here.
Yeah, maybe not here, like you mentioned. Now, it's a very quick change from the side of Wolsung. They immediately find themselves out towards that A bomb. So Mark now finds a frag, looking for a bit more. The T side now down to a 2-on-3, 3 frags in a second. That CT side have shot down this T side. Even the bomb plant has been stopped. It's struck out in the open flash into CT. Red Star finds the first, but Regali immediately there for the trade, and Shield has to clutch out a 1-on-2. Has found the first play, has spotted the second one. Is now doable. The flick comes out, but again, he finally drops down towards that side. It's going to be another 10-5. Again, this, well, will repeat itself.
Well, we saw this one played out last time when Game Agents had the 10-5 lead, but if Game Agents win the pistol round, obviously that won't put Wolsung out of sight per se, but I think it might, you know, it's not going to be as easy for Wolsung to get 10 rounds in a row here. Or 11, what was it? 8 rounds in a row? Might have been, on Dust 2.
Yeah, Game Agents took 8 rounds in a row in the first half, but then Wolsung, they got 11 in the second half, and then Grosh stopped in the end. But
no, yeah, but they got 8
wait.
rounds in a row, right? Wolsung? Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
It's going to be
8 rounds in a row.
CT side as well for them, right? To try and win this back is what Game Agents are going to trade early on, and King's been caught out a little bit. An awkward engagement, but they do get the man advantage here. The Romanians is it's left to Wolsung, all from the 3 separate angles, and the bomb plant going down as well. Golly getting that next drag, it's huge. It's only 2 players left. Chiron and Prelident both being tagged down as Prelident's all alone now. All to his own thoughts, all to his own death. 11-5, and not as smooth of a start then for Wolsung in the second half as they had on Dust 2. Any sort of thoughts about how this one might end up going then, considering the fact that Wolsung aren't getting that early start for themselves?
Well, I wish I knew, but right now I can't really tell you. I can't tell. That pistol round is going to be the difference here for the that makes the difference. Obviously, Game Agents do take that one, but now Wolsung, at least like this round, no way they're going to get it, but the next one they're going to have themselves that, I guess. Don't want to say final chance, but it's going to be similar to it while this round has just been going on. Bomb site very quickly taken over by the side of Game Agents and looking for this 12th round of CTs. See if they can do at least a bit of damage, maybe 1 or 2 players they can take away from that T side and make them rebuy the armor, utility, and weaponry. Actually, wouldn't be surprised if the T side if they go for a force or a bonus round that next one. But currently, finding these frags, finding the plays by Keen has shown himself gets a singular frag, and that's all he gets. As Game Agents up to 12 now. From there, we keep going, and it is it's a bit of a difficult situation here for the side of Wolsung. Like I did mention, they need this round, need to get it done. And yeah, it's that T-side to go for the bonus round, so they're not going to be spending any money in this besides Regali, I think, who ended up getting taken down in that last one. He's the only one who had to rebuy anything else besides utility, but Prelident opens things up with the first frag into middle. Now the T side activate and go towards that A bomb site once again, but the CTs very quickly there. 3 of them stuck behind that stairs, smokes, connector, utility, all of that is there. Trying to look at both of those smokes, but Shield finds the first frag, spamming it through, the bomb being planted now by the T side. Unable to be stopped at all, and now will be that CT side to go for the retake. 5-on-3. T side looking for these frags. Sound finds 1, and look at that second. The T side is still finding it back to a 3-on-3, and now they try and find themselves that round, but CTs, will they be enough to find this round? Because Regali still alive, finds another one. And these T-side players, they're being so forceful about this. They found every single frag at 3-on-5, converting with it with ease. Not a single player getting taken down, and what a round coming out from them. 13. Now it's looking like we might just go over to our 3rd map of Train.
Yeah, definitely feels more like it, doesn't it? With the Game Agents just easing through, really. It feels like they're resourceful is definitely the word that I'd use as well. They're just sort of dishing it out in really, it feels almost like it's just easy, right? It feels so smooth right now for them, these first 3 rounds in a row, but maybe not read too much into it. The problem obviously is that because of the round disparity in that first half, it's also not quite getting as many gun rounds as they'd wanted before this game might even be over, because they're not going to be able to buy up in this round. And 14-5, that is just, I don't know. Wolsung obviously came back in the first game, but they would need quite a bit for that to actually happen. Almost 11 rounds.
Yeah, it would be.
If you want to take it quickly and then, you know,
yeah, it'd
10
be
rounds
quite the
if you want
feat
to
to come back.
For sure, for sure. Well,
like no one's going to be able to pull that easily. Wolsung from the last one, they got 11 in a row now. I mean, only 8 to tie things up, so I mean, in that sense, it makes it look easier. But starting over from this one with them having nothing but pistols, not going to make that feel any easier, at least.
Yeah, and that's with Wolsung sort of stacking up 2 by 2 and then having Shield that middle there between the two groups. Smack though starting off very nicely indeed. He's had such a good game so far on Mirage specifically. And he's continuing that reign for sure. Red Star wants to get some revenge and he's not really going to get it. Ren instead taking that next frag as well onto Shield. It feels like every time Smack just gets killed, Ren does too for some reason. Carly getting someone in there too as Mech continues and well, I think easy was the word, wasn't it? Certainly applicable to this round as well.
Yeah, it's Preldon. He's got hopes and dreams, but those hopes and dreams are very far away from any actual reachable points in the score line. It's going to be 14 for the side of Game Agents, and from that, they only need 2 rounds to force us on to train, making this one a very quick map. So they definitely have turned things around, and we're looking like it's looking like we're going to be exchanging the map picks and who's going to be winning them. That first map, the pick of Game Agents, taken by Wolsung with a nice little comeback there. But here, Game Agents taking the map pick of Wolsung by force, making it look very easy. 14-5. And well, into yet another round. Trying to get a bit of mid control here. That T side so far has worked out quite better, or quite a lot. Honestly, Wolsung, how much they can get from a round like this depends on what they do in the T side's plans. The CTs, they've got a bit of utility. It doesn't like they've got the flashbangs. I wouldn't even hurt to go for some kind of mid-round play. You're just trying to flash into short or even top mid if you're feeling that audacious. But apparently, Red Star has found the first frag towards that B's apartments. Finally play in apartment, or very deep in the apartments itself. Well, now the T side have found themselves that first frag to open things up. Immediately shredded. Minutes still left on the clock on the T side now. From what seemed like they were going towards that B side, now having completely changed things up and instead attack that A side instead. Keen is there, the first man to get that contact, and the CT side need this round more than anything at this point.
Mark, that would have been so cheeky. The fact it's exposed. 4-on-2 now for the CTs. All of a sudden, Jugali on only 1 health finds himself in a position where that flashbang could have taken him out if it landed correctly. In fact, the nade will be the one to do so instead. Sound not really gonna do much here, is he? Despite Shield being on low health and Red Star on 50 about.
The wallbang from Shield. That's quite creative.
I mean, it would have worked if he just kept going, maybe.
Yeah, it could have worked. Well, yeah, we're not here for the would have, could have, and should have. Instead, Wolsung, they get themselves a round number 6. Now, do you believe 9 more rounds in a row after this one to get 15? What are you feeling? How are you feeling about this one?
Map crate. I'm feeling trained, to be honest. I mean, Game Agents, I think we will see that sort of effect of... I mean, Wolsung are so good, and when they're so sort of down and out, almost, they really do have that spirit, that fighting spirit to come back, but they can have all the double ops they want, but like it's just not going to carry them for this many rounds, I don't think. Shield is making a run for it, though. I think we might even see, like, I'm being quite optimistic when I say is going to reach 10 rounds, but I don't think they're going to reach much more than that, to be honest. You have no belief that you're super optimistic?
Nah, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out something to be happy about for that CT side, but I mean, besides this round and the last one, I'm not seeing too much. Oh, so they still need, like, at least taking down that T-side economy somewhat, but Shield with that first frag there might be feeling it once again. The last map, you go what? The 1-on-3 overall was a very good driving force for the comeback itself there. To force us into a 16-14 from almost. Yeah, the magnetic off is in play once again, but now Mark has found the first frag here in this round. So the CT players and to claw their way back from a 4-on-5, and against what would be match point in the next round is not going to make things any better.
Yeah, Wolsung cannot be having like very unsafe rounds now. Is not the time to do it. I think they really do need to start building up some confidence, and going down to match point would not be it. I feel like they'd have to sort of do so if they reach 13 or so. Maybe that range, it would be okay, you know, for Game Agents to reach match point. But if they reach it here already, the T side, then there's just going to be way too much of an uphill battle. Shield does trade it out here, though, 4-on-4 now. He's forced to back up because of the mollies. It's Brilliant to get the next kill, and look at that. It's flipped in Wolsung's favor, massively so now, in fact, with only Regali left. He's got quite a bit of time left, but a few too many players to kill. Getting red start. He takes that through just the sound alone. He gets flashed out still with another frag. It's all on Chiron. Unexpectedly up on stairs to take him out. 8 rounds now for Wolsung. Bit of an unsafe round, you'd have to say, but at least they do get it. With Game Age obviously stuck on 14 now and not in any great economic state, you'd have to say. Round 2k for most of those players. And I feel like my 10 rounds prediction is it's reaching more and more, but maybe we'll get even more than that, in fact.
Wait, man, that would be an absolutely insane storyline. From down, what was 10-2 on the side of on Dust to win it at 16-14 in the end, and here as well. You were down, what was it? 6-14? Yeah, that was the 6-14,
like that,
5-14 maybe even. Yeah. Could have been 5-14, 6-14, either way. One of those two scorelines, and then to force it all the way into overtime, or maybe not even overtime, maybe take it into regulation. Would be one of the crazier comebacks I've seen in my time. But now it's on the Red Star defending that B side, unable to do a single thing as he's on just barrel in, and now it's going to be his teammate to try and find a few frags. Chiron does get a few. Taking down a few players there, but Mark the Desert Eagle, no way Game Age is actually making a round like this happen. They found themselves in the advantage. It makes no sense, but here we are looking at this. CT is through the smokes, and no way Saudi's got it.
It is typically those rounds when you're on the way to a comeback, right? I find it's typically those types of rounds that do win it for a team. When the other team just switch off for a round. Well, they have the Eagles, we can take a breather now, even when we're on this path. And it does feel as though it's just too grand of a task in the end for Wolsung. There wasn't enough margin for error, and they're just getting exposed here. They do fight back though. The 2 kills found, it's a 2-for-2 in the end, but Game Age just getting back the man advantage. And surely they won't drop it from here. Red Star with only a FAMAS is trying to fight back from CT, and then Red Star, or Shield rather, from Connector. But they will need a minor miracle here. Red Star is going to be having to kill his own player as he gets 2. Shield was missing there early on, and he cannot afford another whiff now as he's left in a 1-on-1. Mark creeping around the angle. Shield staying quite patient on it. Oh, but it's Mark! Mark will do it. Sending us to train. That decider in the end being reached by Game Agents. And, well,